Bissell, here we go again, huh? Don't say nothing to me if you ain't gonna say nothing to them.
Back to Timoteo TV. We got our second draft for the All-Star. Now we're going to be picking the defensive selections here. We have each team is going to have to select a linebacker, a middle linebacker, and then each of them is going to also have to pick a rusher. So they'll select the middle of their thing. And then after that, they each are going to get even choices for their defenders. And so they'll have equal teams. They'll have 8 people each. And so with that, I think this time we have Hector, who's going to go representing the red team, who will actually make the first selection.
All right, so my first defense player I'm picking, he's a great player. A lot of teams would like a player like this on their team. He plays both sides of the ball real good, especially defense. That's why he's if you look, he's number 1 on the defensive safeties and corners. So I'm picking George from the Panthers.
Smart. Yeah, I mean, this right here, I mean, obviously I'm a fan of George. I mean, I've been able to coach him now for a couple years, and this guy, he can play both sides of the ball. He's an amazing talent. He will plug up that middle safety position. I think he could be the best safety in the league.
Yeah, I got to agree with Chris. He's a great player, phenomenal player. You know, I would love to coach George. Did you get the hint? Yeah, so, you know, I'm not surprised the Heck went first pick with that, and that's really good for him. He can use him both ways and every way. He's versatile and athletic.
Very.
Good choice by Hector. Again, here's another player that falls in that category as athlete. And I've been fortunate to watch George practice in spring practice for high school in Frankfurt. And the coaches there are saying, where have you been for the last 3 years? So let's go with that next pick.
And he'll show up.
Oh, yes.
He will show up.
So let's go with that next pick with Buddy for the Blue All-Stars.
My next pick here is by far he should have been the first person picked in this year's draft. One of the most explosive offensive and defensive player of the year, maybe even the rookie of the year. I'm going with Hassan Cardinals. This is a no-brainer for me.
Very impressive.
Yeah. He had one heck of a season. This guy had highlights galore. I think this guy is versatile, and he also has some depth at quarterback here as well. And so I think this is a great pick by Buddy.
Yes, but I think he's going to have fun for the fact that I know Buddy will let him play offense in the second half, and Felix will love to connect with him. He is a heck of a player. He's very explosive. He's a playmaker. He's great.
Yep.
Great talent.
You know what's going to be fun with these kids out here playing, and the selection that these coaches are making is that these kids are going to be playing with kids that they've been playing against and competing strong against. Now they're going to be playing and working with one another. So let's go with that next pick with Hector for the Red All-Stars.
All right, so obviously Buddy picked the best quarterback in the league, right? I think he had one of the softest schedules this year. That's one of the reasons he had all them touchdowns.
Wow.
So I'm gonna pick a player that's gonna give him a lot of pressure.
Oh yes.
And he's probably one of his best friends. And that pick is gonna be Freddie from the 49ers.
Well, we don't have to worry about Freddie not showing up. He's going to show up because
Freddie will be there.
he is really. I saw him in a practice when they were scrimmage against offense and defense, and he was really getting after Felix. So I think that was a smart pick by Hector.
Yeah. I think, and they know each other really well. They know how to get it. This is going to be a great battle. I think that was a smart pick by him. And I think that Freddie is incredible highlights this year. So I think he's a great way to build a defense around.
And he never quits. You know, he's always trying to get that sack. If he misses, he'll come back and sack him. And that's a really great pick for Heck. I would like to see this matchup on Saturday.
All right, so let's go with the next selection for the Blue All-Stars again. We're going to go with Buddy Martinez.
I'm going here with physicality. I'm going here with toughness. I'm going here with intensity. All right? Stats is one thing, but I believe the best middle linebacker in the league this year. Also another guy who can play both sides of the ball. I'm going Marquise, Panthers.
Excellent pick.
Yeah. I mean, Marquise again is a Panther. Doesn't surprise me. This kid can ball on both sides of the ball. This kid does not drop the ball. And this kid has passion. And he will play with passion. He will be here this week. And he is, again, another person to line. And I think we already know that he has Davon. And Davon and Marquise know how to work the center of the defense. And an effective defense always starts from the inside out. And with Marquise, Davon have some of the, I think will show some of the best defense around. And they're going to work together. And it's going to be a scary defense on that field.
Yeah, I already see Buddy building up some chemistry in that front line of his coming up for defense. You know, Marquise, like you were saying, has great hands and he plays very physical. So that's going to be really good for his defense. Chemistry is the way to go on defense.
Another kid that could be under that category as an athlete, he was nicknamed Marquise the Beast on our team as the Panthers. I mean, Chris said passion. You have not seen passion. I mean, this kid would be out there doing dance moves in practice, backflips and everything. I mean, he's a beast, martial artist, a football player. I mean, what else can you say about Marquise? Excellent pick by Buddy. And now we're going to go with that next pick with Hector for the Red All-Stars.
All right, so my next pick, I'm thinking about this person. I've seen him play a couple times, I just picked one of his teammates. So I'm gonna pick him, and to help out the defense too, Sadiq from the Panthers.
Excellent.
Wow, Panthers playing.
Yeah, I mean, we had one of the most underrated defense. I think the only reason our defense wasn't number one was simply because
I don't even know who this kid is, man. What's going on?
because of the offense. Struggled so much this year, but Sadiq is very quick. He can play both sides of the ball. He played both sides of the ball. He's actually a very good corner, but can also play safety as well. This kid can grab the flag, one of the best flag grabbers in the league.
Yeah, Sadiq is a good kid. He got good speed on him too, and I see they've been separating the Panther players here. A lot of Panther players in this draft, and it's going to be really interesting to see them go against one another. And they're very competitive.
Yep.
I think one of the things that Hector didn't do this year was run the ball, and he picked a player that he could hand the ball off in the second half. Sadiq has amazing speed. I mean, we talk about the kid from the Seahawks. I think him and Sadiq are neck and neck. I mean, Sadiq's a track star as well. So we'll go ahead and go with the next pick with Buddy Martinez for Blue All-Stars.
My next pick is going to be a safety who I believe played exceptionally well. He plays exceptionally tough. Had a lot of interceptions this year. He plays for the Ravens.
Yes.
I'm going with Nate. Nate Ravens.
That is a great pick. I mean, this is an underrated dude. This dude did lead the league at one point, if not at the end. He led the league in interceptions. I mean, this dude was a beast. He had a lot early on, but that's a solid pick, and I think him and Hassan will be a good fit.
Yeah, that would be an awesome fit. The kid has 9 interceptions. I believe he's tied with like 2 of the guys in the league. He's been playing really well. He plays the ball in the air well. He finds a way to, create turnovers, and it's going to be really important in this All-Star game to create turnovers because we know it's going to be a high-scoring game. But when the turnover is on,
and with the pressure of Marquise and Davon, that is even going to be more.
It's going to be
incredible.
He's going to be grabbing a lot of interceptions this week.
I mean, I think Buddy really solidified his defensive backfield, picking 2 of the best safeties out there with George and Hassan.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
both had 9
that's amazing. I mean, you had George last year who led the league in interception, and now you got Nate who ties George this year with interceptions. And now let's go with that next pick with Hector on the red team.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like so far I got Panthers and 49ers players.
That's all you need.
I think I'm gonna add one more 49 player, one more 49ers player that it might be somebody that might be sleepy. I might sleep on. But I actually think this kid is actually a smart player, and my pick is gonna be Crash for the 49ers.
Yeah, Crash again. He's a passion. I mean, this is a good selection.
It's a good selection. He's an underrated pick. He's overshadowed by all the stars and all the speed that's going on in the league. Crash is a really good player. He fights hard every single play. He's very passionate. He can pull flags, so he can use them either way he wants, either in the middle, in the corner, or playing safety. He plays well. I'm not surprised that he picked him. That's a good pick.
I see Hector utilizing Crash in the free safety position. I mean, he has excellent ball hawking skills. I've never seen anybody break on the ball as hard as he does. I mean, he comes with force, and that's what I like. I like physicality, and I think Hector did a great job picking Crash. So let's go with Buddy with the next selection.
Smart receiver.
My next pick, I was a little torn here, but I'm very loyal to my players, and I have 2 of them still left on the board. So with my next pick, I'm going with someone I know I can trust, someone who can do a little bit of everything, someone who in 4 years is going to be a great success. I'm going with Steven Martinez, Packers.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is one of the most improved I've seen this year. I mean, this kid has grown a lot in his playing, and this year he balled. I mean, he did really well, and he played the safety position really well. He can play corner as well, and he's also a good receiver, a tall receiver, which would be a good compliment to some of the other receivers he has so far. You put him and Zaire in the same side, I mean, that's be huge.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I think Steven is an underrated receiver. He plays well. He has nice height. His speed is underrated as well. He can catch. But I think Buddy will use him for his defense as a corner, which is really what his real position. But he had no safety, so he had to let him play safety. And I think that will be really good for Buddy's defense. And Steven is a good kid. Underrated.
I agree with both you. Very underrated kid on the offensive side of the ball. Very long and rangy kid, though. I mean, his speed is deceiving. Speed is deceiving. He can spread the field open on offense, but I think it was a good choice to use him on the defense because he can go up in a jump ball situation.
I just think it's interesting that there's really only six positions left because obviously Julius and Devon are already on the team, and 3 of them are Vikings. It's interesting just to know. I think it should be noted and see. I don't know what's happening. Is that just says something about the defense or the
Hector's team went through the season a tough time with their defense. Their offense, Moses. That's why we said all year long, Moses-driven Vikings. And Hector knows what he's doing. He knows what he's got to do, and he's going to leave those Viking players for Buddy.
Yep.
So let's go with the next pick.
Let's see. Yeah. Strategy. I'm seeing it.
They're talking about that. My next pick was going to be one of my players.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Listen, this player is in a defensive spot. He's good on defense, but he should also be on the offensive side of the ball. This kid was unstoppable. He couldn't be stopped this year, and y'all know that. Y'all seen videos, y'all seen highlights, y'all see how we beat the Eagles. My next pick is gonna be Pedro.
Yeah, vote for Pedro, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, this kid's
pick.
solid. This kid's didn't come out of nowhere this year. I mean, I liked how he played, a good attitude, and a tough player. Another big target when you're talking offense as well. So he'll see both sides of the ball in this game.
Yeah, he would definitely see both sides of the ball. I think he probably has one of the best hands in his league. Every time I looked him and the ball hit his hand, he caught it. He plays really well, and I see him at the gym. Like he's working out like 7 days a week, preparing for this game as well. He's a really good kid.
And you know what? I hate to say it. I hate to put him in this category and I'm putting him in this category because of his athleticism, and that's Aaron Hernandez. I look at him and I see Aaron Hernandez, big body, big strong kid.
On the positive side, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
On his athleticism, nothing else. Athleticism, big body, big strong kid, and I think that was a smart move for him picking him. But I agree with Hector. He should be on the offensive side of the ball.
And we know Heck picked him because we said he was going to pick them, which is predictable.
Right. So let's go with Buddy for the next pick. Probably a Viking.
This next pick is easy. This guy has been playing with me for a couple years already. He led our division in tackles. My man Jay, wouldn't trust nobody else. Jay Packers.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with Packer pedigree, man. Where they taught to grab flags. Well, he played middle linebacker. I think on this team he can also play corner pretty well, and not much is going to get by Jay. So that's a good solid pick.
Yeah,
front corner.
It's a good solid pick. Jay can pull flags, and I think Buddy's just being loyal right now to his team.
Yep.
I agree with the loyalty issue. I think Buddy, he's picking Packers because they're left on the board. So let's go with the next pick with Hector for the Red All-Stars.
All right. I think he picked the smallest player in the league, which I don't know if that's gonna help him out with my receivers. All you gotta do is just throw it up. But my next pick is gonna be one of my players as well. Could also play both sides of the ball. Could have easily also been on the offensive side. And I picked Greg.
Greg was solid this year. I think again, it'll be solid. I mean, he's putting together a pretty good defense here. I like Greg, and especially with the surrounding cast here. I think he'll shine this week.
Yeah, Greg is he's gonna be. It's interesting. I don't know what he got up his sleeve. I don't know what he's gonna do in the second half. How he's gonna utilize his player. But that's a great pick. He knows I'm Greg better than all of us here. He knows what he can do and how to utilize him. And he's a great kid with a lot of talent.
I was fortunate enough to coach Greg for a half a season. He played with the Panthers for a little bit, and then he had to, for family reasons, he had to quit. And I think that was a good pick by Heck because Greg is awesome athlete, good hands on offense. Another player I think should be on the offensive side of the ball. So let's go with Buddy on the eating a sausage.
I know what's going on here, guys. I'm ready, as always, with my next pick. In this draft, this guy's another guy who proved that size does not matter.
Hustle man.
Because he continues to play at an extreme level and not being as tall as these other guys. So I don't think height matters if you got a big heart and you play hard and you play big. This guy right here is the best player.
What's his name?
Left in here is the George 49ers, who's also equivalent to Jay, one of the best flag grabbers in the league. Best Mexican player to ever play in Timoteo history.
Yeah, I mean, I think, one of the things that made this strength of the 49ers was Felix, is really as an on-field coach. And I think Felix also will he has a few other 49ers on the squad now with George and Frank. I think that's going to make a difference there. I think it's a solid pick. I think, I think at this point that the defense is looking kind of equal to me. So I think should be pretty good.
Yeah, George is a good corner. He's underrated as well. He has a couple interceptions and a lot of tackles. People like to sleep on George because of his height. So I want to advise these All-Stars not to sleep on him because George can make you pay. And that's a really good pick by Buddy.
You know what surprised me, but I think me and Buddy have the same type of mindset when it comes to
the size
defense.
don't matter?
Right, defense on football. It's all physicalness. And Buddy has picked a very physical team on defense. And I like where he's going with this. So we'll go with the next pick with Hector for the Red All-Stars.
Trying to get me to pick somebody that I don't want.
Did you say size doesn't matter?
So my next pick is I don't know, man. This guy hustles. He has one of the biggest hearts on my team. Dies for every flag and just don't miss nothing. My next pick is Gio.
Yeah, Gio. Yeah, I mean, there you go. We say something about the Vikings not getting picked, and he plucks the next 3 Vikings on the field. Buddy Hector has a fair share of Vikings, which you can be assured that they'll show up and actually play this week. I think that's solid. Those are the big guys. I mean, Pedro, Gio, and Greg are huge, big bodies. They know how to play together. I think. Whereas I think Buddy might have done a little bit better, maybe a little bit better on offense. I think Hector may have the advantage on defense. We'll see, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Buddy's middle, though, with Marquise and Davon. I think it's going to be close.
I think the defense is pretty equal. I think, and I just noticed looking at Hector's roster that he picked up every single Viking player on that board, but he doesn't have not one Viking player. So I guess all his players will be showing up, as Chris said. And it's going to be a really interesting matchup on what they're going to do defensively because, like they were saying, the guys on offense can play defense as well. But from the picks, defensively, they match up pretty well. Offensively, Buddy looks like he has the edge, but I guess we will only find out on Saturday.
And I have to disagree with Chris. I think Buddy has the better selection because I think Buddy's going with physicality. Hector's going with finesse ball players on defense, and I think that might go against him in the All-Star game because these players are going to be really coming. These players, this is their actual Oregon Bowl. So these guys are going to be coming hard. Yeah. So let's go with that.
And so really that really wraps up the draft in that that leaves Buddy with Seth Ortiz.
Real quick, I just want to say that even though I didn't pick Davon, he's who I would have picked over Freddie. Davon has been a guy that's been under handcuffs, who's been restrained on the Panthers. He's a guy who I admire every physical and brutal play that he does. I am a fan of Davon, and I will unleash him this week. Davon, you will have full reign to do whatever you want in this All-Star game. Probably also one of the smartest players to ever play. So I just want to say Davon, and then Seth is the biggest hustler in Timoteo history. He wasn't born with all the skills like everyone else. He worked twice as hard to be as good as he is, and I'm happy to have both those players on my team.
Hector, anything about Julius?
Listen, he led the league in tackles this year. He broke the season record for tackles this year. What more can I say? He is not missing no flags. Nobody's getting behind him.
Yeah, Julius did a good job this year with the help of the stat keepers, I'm sure. And Seth is one of the I think one of the most underrated tacklers in the league. And Davon is a beast, and Buddy is full of crap. And but anyway, I think this is going to be a great All-Star. If you're out there and you've been selecting one of these teams, please show up. If you did not get a call, especially from Buddy, it's probably on purpose. He does not want you on the team for real. So be aggressive and just show up anyway, okay? And we will make sure you get some play time.
And don't believe. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it, brother.
Right. And don't believe that just because you were the last 3 players on the board that you were not picked. There was like a reason why you guys were the last 3 players on the board, like Buddy said about and Hector said about Davon and Julius and Seth. 3 awesome players.
Yep.
So
everybody is.
Listen, everybody on that board was awesome.
Yeah.
That's why you guys
Great.
made it to the All-Star game.
Love
And there's a lot of kids that didn't make it, and you guys made it. All of them are phenomenal. And I just want to say, Buddy was on a diet. Did you just see him stuff like 6 hot dogs in his mouth while he was over there making picks.
6 long ones too. They were long
On
and
camera.
fat.
These are
Long
turkeys.
and fat.
These are turkeys. These are turkeys.
Them things are huge.
They're turkey. They're turkey.
Huge.
Caught him on camera cheating.
All right, well, that's the 2014 All-Star Draft. We're looking forward to see everybody here this week. And please be there, because we got the All-Star, then we got the Urban Bowl, and then we got a Hall of Fame game where we're going the old school versus new school. Those guys that used to play when it was 6-on-6, and now it's 7-on-7, and there's a lot of strike zones.
Listen, new school right here. They don't got nothing against us. Hall of Fame game over here is gonna blow them out.
That's the word on the street, but I don't know.
Listen. We all know that's a lie. He might as well join Buddy and keep stuffing hot dogs in his mouth over there, because we all know for a fact
Best quarterback
that
that ever played Timoteo. Best quarterback that ever played in Timoteo history. Right here. Right here. Right here. 133 touchdowns.
As long as they have 7 seconds and nobody rushing in.
If I would have had 30 minutes, I would have had 60 touchdown passes.
Listen, all the records are being broken by the new school.
But let's
we're
look at Hector.
more athletic than them. We're
Hector,
faster
get
than
back in
them.
the
We
camera.
look better than them.
Look,
They're all
look,
fat.
look.
Everything
Hector-
about them.
Hector has
We're
been
just better
training.
overall.
Hector's been in training for this whole
I'm not showing y'all my stomach because I'm
He's
still
been in
working
training
on
for his
it.
whole thing. He's lost
So you
18
playing quarterback?
pounds. He's lost 18 pounds.
Or is
don't
Brian
worry about
playing
it.
quarterback?
Hector's in training. Look at that.
Here we go. To conclude, I'll tell you this much. In the past, the All-Star game and the Hall of Fame game has pretty much been irrelevant. But this year, that is no longer the same.
No.
They are both relevant. They're both something in this thing. Buddy and Hector want to win this All-Star game. There is something on the line for this, and it's going to be huge. And also the Hall of Fame game. It's been the most irrelevant, nobody looking at. But I'm telling you what, there's pride on the line.
A lot of
New
pride.
school versus old school. Do not miss this week. It starts at 1 o'clock, 2:30, and 4 o'clock.
Me versus
Thank you
Brian.
very much.
Yeah.
It's been a great season.
Hey, real quick,
And
Julius,
one more thing from
Julius, I got your text late. It says pick you first. I didn't see it just now. My bad, bro.
He saw the pick.
He
saw the
and
text.
he picked your
He
last.
just refused
Sorry,
to
y'all.
pick
All
the
right, y'all.
With the violence, though.
Even though what we do is wrong.
Yeah, but the sin is out the door. If it don't rock with the Lord, it got to go. No, he's bigger than your obstacle. And I know it's hard, but with him,